A few weeks ago, Rob and I made our way to the German region of Saxony by train to do 6 days of exploring. We started in Dresden, a beautiful and eclectic city with good vegan food, lots of charm and killer views. We then made our way to the Saxony, Switzerland National Park to view sandstone mountains, take ferry taxis and check out Schmelke's bio refuge, before we headed to Meißen for even more killer views, a romantic town centre and porcelain galore. We had a great time and can't wait to share it with you in this two-part series. Hello from Schmelke Eco Village on the Elbe River, close to the Czech border. Right now we're in a national park called Saxony, Switzerland. And in this video we are going to explore some other spots on the Elbe River as opposed to Dresden, where we were in the previous video. And we started our day actually in Dresden, where we had breakfast at the hotel we were staying at there, Moxie Hotel. Make sure to go check out that video if you want to see more of our Dresden experience. So we enjoyed our breakfast and then we got ourselves put together and we jumped on a train to Schmelke from Dresden Neustadt. And we even managed to pick up some strawberries for snacks on the train. And the journey was very simple. We got on the S train, which is like an overground train service, which took less than an hour, and then we just got the little ferry across the Elbe River, which was very cute and very quick, about a 2-minute journey all in all. We also checked in at the little reception, which is just up the road from the boat dock. As we were there a bit early, we just dropped off our bag and got a map of the village. On the way here, we checked the weather and we realized that it's going to rain tomorrow, so we've changed our plans a little bit. And we are going to go on a hike here in the national park where there are sandstone mountains we are very excited to explore. But before that, we are just gonna go to the beer garden here in the little village where everything is actually eco-friendly and organically made, I guess, and have some lunch. So let's go check out the little village and enjoy some lunch. My first impression of Schmelke is that it's a little piece of heaven here on the Elbe River. It's very small, but everything there seems to be crafted with a lot of love and care. We enjoyed our lunch in the beer garden. They have about 2 vegan dishes on the menu there. They're simple, but they're yummy. I would recommend the lentil soup, which is really hearty and perfect before or after a hike. Now we've just caught the little water taxi again, going across the Elbe River to come and take the S train back a few stops to Raden, something like that, where we will start our hike. So yeah, let's go catch the train before it goes. It turns out it's very easy to get between the villages and towns along the Elbe River. The S train runs all along the river bank, and then to get across the river, there are plenty of ferries that you can use that take just a couple of minutes to get across. As we were ferrying across the river, we checked our route on the Komoot app. We had used this app previously on a trip to Germany, and it's a great way to navigate when you're hiking or cycling. The hike we had chosen for this trip was to take us to the Bastei Bridge, and to get there you have to climb a lot of stairs, a few hills, but you also get stunning views as you do so. The national park actually spans all the way across into the Czech Republic, so it covers a lot of ground. We only saw a small part of it, but were completely mesmerized by its beauty. You have the tall sandstone mountains, the deep green valleys, and the Elbe River all in one area, and it makes for quite a unique experience. As we were nearing the Bastei Bridge, we decided to pay the €2.50 entrance to the Felsenburg Nuraten. It's a medieval fort ruin, which you can now walk around using these metal ramps and stairs to view some of the most beautiful scenery and get great views of the bridge itself. We decided to cut our hike a little short and just come back the way we went up because we can feel the weather changing and we didn't bring waterproofs. And to be fully honest, my legs are a little bit tired from all the walking we did in Dresden, and it's a lot of stairs to get up to the Bastei Bridge. But it was a really nice experience, gorgeous views, and such a nice national park. I wish we had more time to hike here, but now we're going to head back to Schmilka and get ready for dinner. But I also wanted to say actually that I will leave a link down below to the hike that we meant to do, which also takes you through the Swedish Holes, which is another site here in the national park. And it's actually not a very hard hike in general. So I'll leave it there for you if you want to experience it. But now we'll head back and we'll catch up with you in Schmilka. When we got back, we finally checked into the hotel. We stayed at the Hotel Helvetia and our room was really lovely. They used natural organic materials in their rooms, and I love this little swing feature that I could just sit in and enjoy the greenery from. Then after a quick freshen up, we headed downstairs and just across the courtyard to the hotel restaurant Strandgut. It's open for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and it's the only sit-down restaurant in Schmilka. They really know how to do refreshing drinks in Germany, and that's of course how we started off. And then the concept is that there's a self-service salad bar as well as soup, and there's always a vegan option for the soup, and there are lots of yummy salads too, and it's all marked out really well. The restaurant is located with views of the Elbe River, so it's a very peaceful and lovely place to eat. And the main courses are served from the kitchen fresh. I had an asparagus pasta that they made especially for me with gluten-free pasta, which is great. We also enjoyed some tea and dessert, which was an avocado chocolate mousse. That was also self-service. Straight after dinner, we got into some cozy clothes and we headed down to the basement of the restaurant building to join a sound meditation. It really was a lovely way to wind down after busy days and our hike. It's a new morning here in the national park, and quite a slow one at that, because the rain finally came last night and it's been quite persistent this morning, so we've taken it a little easy. But yesterday we ended up being quite pinched for time, which is a little bit paradoxical, because this place that we're staying at, Hotel Helvetia, and this whole park refuge here in Schmilka that this hotel is a part of, is all about relaxation, taking it slow, well-being. But somehow we ended up with a little less time than we had hoped to do the things that we want. And I will say that coming here, it could be good to know German, or at least have some little understanding of it, because not everyone that you encounter will speak English. But even so, the sound meditation was great, because there wasn't that much talking. It was mainly music, sounds, and relaxing, which was perfect after our hike and our busy days in Dresden. It also set us up for a great sleep here in our cozy room. And then this morning we had breakfast at the same restaurant as we had dinner. And it's a big buffet, and it's a very lovely one with lots of vegan options again. They have gluten-free bread, and I really liked that you can make your own smoothie. They set up a table with lots of different ingredients and Nutri-Bullets, and you can just fill the container up yourself and make your own morning smoothie. There's also a great tea selection with different dried herbs, so you can make your own infusion, which is lovely. I think it goes very well with this refuge ethos of it being good for you. You have the nature, you have the organic food, you have the slow pace, and there's also lots of things you can do here in the morning, like qigong and yoga. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get there on time, but it's a lovely program that you can join. And now it's a new day with new adventures. And first things first, we're going to go back to the village and just explore it, eat some cake and enjoy before we head out of here and go to Meißen. One of the highlights of staying in Schmilka is that all the bread that you eat throughout your stay is baked right here in the village in this cute little bakery, unless you're like me, of course, and can't have gluten. They don't actually use conventional wheat here though, they use heritage grains, and they even have a water-pulled mill that they mill all the flour in. After looking at all that bread, we headed back down to the river bank to visit Café Richter, which is a spot that offers vegan cake and ice cream and also some salads. We're back at the beer garden having some more lentil soup, because unfortunately after pivoting yesterday due to the weather and doing our hike and a day early, we missed our opportunity to visit the organic cafe here that's called Richter, if I'm not mistaken how it's pronounced, where they do vegan options for cakes and ice cream, and it's really cute on the water. So I'm a little bit sad, but the soup is even better in the rain, I can tell you. And in a moment we will do a brewery tour, because they have their own brewery here in Schmilka. And Rob's already tried the beer and has enjoyed it. So we thought at least we could do that before we leave. And then later on we are going to go by S-Bahn to Meißen, which is a different town. It's bigger than Schmilka, which is a tiny village, but it's still on the river. So we'll be excited. As we started the brewery tour, we realized it was completely in German, but it was still interesting to smell the different grains and how they prepared them. And we also got to see how they prepare for groups visiting the brewery house. And I could see how it's really lovely to bring people out for a hike and then come back here for breakfast or lunch. They really set it up in a lovely way. But for us, it was time to move on to our next adventure. It was fun to see the brewery, but I can't say I learned much as this tour was also in German, like many things here. I think that's our mistake. We should have thought about this and booked a tour in English. Maybe it would have been possible. Either way, it's enjoyable to see all the sights. And now we have come across the river again to grab an S-Bahn all the way to Meißen, where we're gonna continue exploring. I wish though that we had booked an extra night here when I did my plan, so that we could really take advantage of all the amenities. There's a really lovely sauna here and a bathhouse with a view, but you know, next time. Now let's go to Meißen. These train journeys on the river are really an experience in themselves, and on this trip we actually ate some of the snacks that we bought in the package-free store in Dresden in the previous video, so if you want to see that, go and check out that video as well. It didn't take long before Meißen also welcomed us with beautiful views, this time of the Albersberg Castle. And after a short walk from the station, we checked into our hotel, which is called the Dorrand Park Hotel. Our room was really bright and airy, and there's quite a spa feeling to this hotel. And it's also located right on the river with views of that beautiful castle. So we've arrived at Meißen, which will be our last location for this trip. And it's a very cute town from what we've seen so far. It's known for making porcelain, and it has a beautiful castle called Albrechtsburg, something like that. And we've already caught some glimpses of the castle, but we will go and venture into town tomorrow. But now we don't have that much time before dinner, and we decided to have dinner here at the hotel because there aren't that many places in Meißen that offer vegan food. But I did do something cheeky. I booked myself a foot massage because there is a spa at this hotel. And I am kind of hoping that we'll be able to go into the spa as well, because they have a panoramic sauna here as well, similar to in Schmilka, where we just came from, where I was sad that we missed it. They have one here too. And we'll see if we can enter and show you around. That was exactly what I needed after all the walking we've done, and I definitely feel ready for a new day of exploring and being on my feet tomorrow. I don't have massages very often, so it's a rare treat, and so such a nice luxury when you're on holiday. We ended up not going to the spa with the sauna because we realized that it's a naked zone. The spa culture here in Germany is quite nude, and obviously we can't film that, and I don't feel super comfortable in spas, mixed spas, especially in the nude. So we skipped that, enjoyed the foot massage, and now we're gonna go to the hotel restaurant called and we're gonna have dinner. They don't actually have vegan dishes on the menu regularly, but we contacted the hotel in advance and they said they could make something for us, so let's hope it's good. The hotel restaurant is basically in a lovely orangerie, so you have views of the river and the castle again. Rob tried more local wine, this time actually produced right here in Meißen, and I had a Schorle, which basically means that you're mixing a fruit juice with sparkling water. And then a really lovely meal ensued. We were so surprised as we didn't have high expectations since we requested a vegan meal off menu. Little did we know that the chef himself actually is vegan too. We had lovely bread with spreads, followed by an antipasti plate with sun-dried tomato, courgette, aubergine and king oyster mushroom. The starter was asparagus, of course. It wouldn't be Germany in asparagus season if one dish wasn't full of asparagus, but we weren't complaining. It was delicious, and it came with a vegan omelette that was very interesting. Then for a main we had more king oyster mushroom and a sweet potato puree that was heaven. Rob also tried the locally produced beer, which is very light and refreshing, and then we were presented with the most beautiful dessert of chocolate mousse as well as a vegan creme brulee that was really yummy. Good morning from our last day here in Germany. First of all, I must say we had a fabulous dinner yesterday, and a special thanks to Chef Klaus for preparing a 4-course vegan meal at that level that wasn't even on the menu. It really was very good. And today we're going to make the most of our last day. We're going to head into Meißen, into the other side of the river, and explore. We're going to visit a castle, and then this afternoon we are going to go to a vineyard. But first we're going to go up there into the restaurant again and have some breakfast. While there are plenty of plant-based options on the buffet tables at the hotel breakfast, they also have a separate menu with vegan items that you can order from the breakfast staff. There's yogurt, different types of plant milk, there's plant spread, and there's even a vegan muffin. Now that we're all fueled up from that fabulous breakfast, they really had good vegan options here at the hotel. Rob could even have a blueberry muffin. He was very happy. We are going to cross the river, like I said earlier, and visit this castle behind me, the Albrechtsburg Castle, Palace, somewhere thereabouts, which is meant to be the oldest castle that exists still here in Germany. So it's going to be very interesting. Let's go check it out. We started our Meißen exploration by just walking around the historic center of the city. It really is beautiful and quite romantic, actually. After getting a little bit lost climbing up the castle hill, we finally found the stairs that lead right up to the castle in the most simple way. This castle was built towards the end of the Middle Ages and is in fact the oldest castle in Germany. It's incredible that it's still standing considering the history of the area, with a few wars coming through here. And guys, it really is so beautiful. All the paintings, the beautiful valves and painted ceilings, the gorgeous flooring. It's a treasure to be able to visit a place like this. The museum spans across 3 floors, and there's a lot of information about the art and the life here at the castle, but also about how this castle housed the first porcelain factory in Meißen, where they worked on perfecting the porcelain craft inspired by China, who were leading the way at this time in terms of porcelain. This castle is, if possible, more beautiful on the inside than the outside. There are so many gorgeous murals and the ceilings are amazing. I always love looking up when I enter these places where it's painted so beautifully in different patterns. And you can learn a lot in there about the art, about life here from the late Middle Ages up until now, and also that they started a porcelain manufactory here, which is interesting because Meißen is in fact known for its porcelain. And we're going to try our luck later at the porcelain museum itself, but I'm not sure we can film in there, so we will see. But first we're gonna go and grab some lunch, and as far as we know there's only one place that serves vegan food here in Meißen, so we're gonna go check it out. It's an Indian place. We headed to Fuchsschöl. I think I'm pronouncing that okay, but don't hold me to it. And we found plenty of vegan options on the menu. The restaurant itself is located in a small square in the historic town center, and it really is so picturesque. We enjoyed some aloo palak, which is a spinach stew with potatoes, as well as some vegetable pakora, which is a fried delicious snack. And we also had dal with rice. We made our way to Meißen's Porcelain Museum, and we were able to film, which is a lovely thing because you can see centuries of craft here that is just breathtaking. I think my favorite room in the museum was this one, filled with porcelain animals. It really had so much charm. As you leave the museum, you will see many antique stores that sell Meißen porcelain. And we also walked past an organic shop, which would have been perfect if you needed some snacks. There really is a lot of beauty here in Meißen. Just walking around this little old town is very enjoyable. It's romantic and sweet. And the little walk to the porcelain museum is a little less nice, but when you reach it, there's so much gorgeous stuff to look at in there. It is like an art museum, just that the art is made from porcelain. And it's very interesting as well that they've been making porcelain here since the late 17th century or 18th century. So you can see a lot of cool things. Now we are actually going to leave Meißen and travel a few stops along the river to go to Wackerbarth Vineyard. And we're going to have a tour and it's going to be fun. So let's go. As we were walking to the station, we happened across this little bakery that actually made some vegan goods, and of course Rob had to try it. It was a perfect little pick-me-up for him before we reached the vineyard. It really is very easy to travel by public transport in this area of Germany. It only took us about 25 minutes to get to the vineyard, both train and walk included. When we reached Schloss Wackerbarth, we were met by Christine, who showed us around the vineyard. She told us about the history, which is very rich here, as this vineyard has been used for 400 or 500 years. And she also told us a little bit about how they grow wine here in these terraces, which help keep the heat in the earth. Apparently the earth here in this part of Germany is very rich in minerals, giving the wine quite a specific flavor. And we even got to tour the production hall, and Christine told us all about how they make their sparkling wine here the same way as they do in Champagne. Finally, at the end of our tour, we did a tasting, and even I, who is someone who don't usually drink wine or alcohol much really, enjoyed the experience. We tried 3 white wines and 2 of their sparkling wines, but we also learned that they produce a large variety of wines here at Schloss Wackerbarth. And there are plenty more wine producers in the region, even though this is one of the smallest wine regions in Germany. And there are a couple of organic producers in the vicinity, so I'll link those down below for you. We've just enjoyed a nice tour of the vineyard here at Schloss Wackerbarth with the lovely Christine, who showed us around and told us all about the long history of this place. And there's actually so much cultural history in this part of Germany. It's been a pleasure to learn more. And about the wine, it was very interesting to see this terraced growing area with the stone, the sandstone that contains the heat to make it possible to grow wine here in this region, because it's actually quite northern and quite cold. But it was lovely to walk around. It really is beautiful scenery here. And we also had a tasting, which was fun. As you know, I'm no wine connoisseur. I don't drink alcohol very much, but I must say the tasting was very pleasurable. It was fun, and I could finally taste some differences between wine. So yay for me. Now we are going to enjoy this spot a little bit more. We are going to go to the guest house over there and eat some dinner, because they actually have some vegan food on the menu here. The setting of the restaurant is wonderful, with views of the vineyard, and there aren't many vegan options on the menu, actually just one, but they could also make us a side salad, which was really nice, with asparagus again. Of course, we had to finish strong with this German delicacy. And for the dinner, I moved on from wine to grape juice and enjoyed a really flavorful chili with lentils and beans and veggies. The restaurant here at the vineyard was something that drew us to this place in particular, and they also have quite a lot of events here throughout the season, so definitely check out the events calendar if you want to visit. We've had a wonderful time here at Schloss Wackerbarth. It really is a beautiful place and such a nice atmosphere. And dinner was great too. It was really yummy and in a lovely setting again. And in general, we've had a great time here in Germany, in Saxony, visiting Dresden, the National Park, in Saxony, Switzerland, Meißen, and now this little lovely spot. The whole thing has been a blast. I hope you enjoyed sharing this trip with us, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.